Technology. 10 years ago, if you would have asked someone what technology in education means, they probably would have said, we now have a computer in our school which is accessible to almost all of our students.
5 years later, they might have said, we are now substituting word processors for all our typewriters. A big step in technology.
A big step, yes, but by no means the finish line, for that's what technology is all about. And each new day brings a new advancement in technology in education. On May 6, 1992, over 100 schools from the state of Illinois gathered at our state capital, Springfield, Illinois, for a sort of technological exposition called Tech 2000.
In this documentary, we hope to give you a look at what went on there. And by doing so, look at all the technological advancements going on in education in the state of Illinois.
So here's a look at Tech 2000.
It's a typing program that you use. You can type anything. We normally use it to type our essays. You can double space documents. You can use different fonts. You could, like on the title of this, you highlight it and then you go to format and you can make it bold or anything. And also, if you misspell a word, you can go to options and check spelling. Then it'll check spelling, and if you spell any words wrong, it'll tell you how to spell it right. And it also has a thesaurus, highlight a word, and you go to options and go to thesaurus. And it'll tell you synonyms of a word that you need to find a synonym for. You can just type anything with this program. Now he is demonstrating Express Publisher. It is a desktop publishing program that you can make newspapers on.
I'm demonstrating the literacy program. It's called the PALS program. It enables students to work with phonics, and it shows students sentence structure on how to read and spell. The program starts out with a story, and it shows students how to use symbols and recognize words. They go through how R stands for roar, for lion, and it works with phonics. And it helps them spell through using phonics, and helps with grammar and touch typing.
It appears that through what we've seen today in the English exhibits, reading and writing will be made far easier through the use of technology for today's students. On the other side of the spectrum, Karen Eisenberg takes a look at how technology makes mathematics easier for the student today.
What we have here is a TI-81. It's a Texas Instruments graphing calculator, which really is the same as a regular calculator, but it has graphing capabilities and all the scientific, parametric, other capabilities like that. At our school at Lyle, our math department has a whole bunch of these graphing calculators, and classes Algebra 2, Pre-Calculus, and Calculus all use the graphing calculator. Here, we have the same thing that's in the calculator, but it's on a computer program, which is also from Texas Instruments. And it has all the same capabilities as the calculator. So here we've demonstrated some programs that we would do in classes. This program up here right now, it's a baseball program that someone is up at bat in a baseball game, and they hit the ball with a velocity of, 150 feet per second. There's a 20-degree angle. The fence is 400 feet away, and the fence is also 20 feet high. And the question is, will it be a home run hit? So when we do the graph, we find out that no, it's not a home run hit. It's going to hit the fence at about 10 feet and bounce off the fence. And then another question on the sheet would be, would an outfielder catch the ball? And the answer we find out is probably not.
I'm working on math on the computer. It's teaching me how to add and stuff.
Is it easy to use?
Yeah, it's easy to use.
Do you use it a lot in your school?
Yeah.
What I teach is learning disabled children, and by using some of these programs, the kids are able to learn by using a lot of different mediums. They're able to, if they're a tactile learner, they're able to touch the keys, and it makes some kids able to pick up things faster. The pictures that appear and the motion that happens when the child's trying to learn really holds their attention, and so they're able to attend to a task a longer time period, which is a very difficult thing for most learning disabled kids to do. They enjoy not only the variety of activities, but they're able to move at their own pace, and they never feel like they're defeated. It's a risk-free environment that allows them always to succeed.
demonstrating is telecommunication. And what we've been doing, we had 2 units with telecommunication, and we did an acid rain unit and a trash unit, and those were the 2 units. And we talked to students all over the country, and in our trash unit, we even had a school in Japan. And so it was really neat to talk to them and find out how they dealt with their problems with acid rain and trash.
Do you think, could you show us a little bit on the computer what you're doing?
Okay. This is the globe, and it's going to show you where our schools from acid rain are. And then if you want, I'll show you some different things like making rivers and taking out states and putting them back and making more schools. If you press that, you get all the rivers, and here are all our schools. If you want to get closer up to any school, you just take a magnifying glass and press over that school.
I'm learning about the trash unit we did in school in science. Right now, I'm finding the coordinates of our teammates in Japan. And I have to admit, we create more trash than any other country in the world. Mostly because our population is so high. And that we buy so many goods and dry foods that it's almost hard to not put everything in the landfill. Some cities use incinerators that burn their trash down into ashes. But that creates acid rain, which is harmful to the environment. So we really have to do something about this problem before it really is too late.
What grade are you in, Matthew?
3rd grade.
What I'm doing is a science program, trying to show how reading and science can both be learned through a reading program.
And how would you say it helps you in learning?
Mostly because it teaches, although it teaches reading skills, it also teaches science skills, so that way you won't have to go to 2 different programs, you can just learn everything under one program.
While I was doing telecommunications, I wrote letters to different cities and states, telling them a little bit about me and my city. And then they wrote back to me, giving me data about them and telling me a little bit about themselves and their states. So it helped, it was sort of like I knew them, but in a pen pal sort of a way.
Well, I'm demonstrating a game called the Great Solar System Rescue. It's a multimedia game which uses a laser disc player and a Macintosh. When you enter a command into the Macintosh, it comes out on the laser disc player and the TV. I think this provides a more fun way to look at science and like the planets, and like it shows a more fun way to do things. Well, you actually get to see things in action rather than just looking at a picture of something. And like on the other side, you can also see still pictures or moving pictures with sound.
planet appears to be somewhat smaller than Earth. My sensors detect, however, that its geologic composition is quite
What are you
similar
checking out
to
now
Earth's.
while you're listening?
Well, it said that the temperature peaks at 7 degrees, and looking at these thermometers, it shows that it's just above 0, and none of the others are like that. So you can, and it said that its atmosphere is less dense than Earth's. It says it's 1/10 of Earth's. So you can figure out that it's Mars.
It's interesting to watch the development at the high school level of the curriculum. For example, our office, people forget state legislators are part-time, and I'm president of a company, and we have a paperless office. I mean, ours is completely run by technology. We leave messages for each other on the computers, and really the entire thing is done via computer. I have to admit I'm sort of a pre-computer generation executive, but even I can figure out how to leave a message. But all of it, our engineering work, we design entire buildings and facilities on computers. And before we even start construction, we first completely built the entire structure on computers to make sure it'll work. So it's fascinating to watch at the high school level as the curriculum starts to teach you and prepare you to do those sorts of things. Because in companies like ours, which is a high-tech engineering firm, those are the kind of job opportunities that kids in our area are going to want when they're that age.
Sit down in geography class and get real bored and stuff. But with telecommunications, you could learn more about the environment of another people's. Where like we've gotten something from Virgin Islands in Russia, and they just tell us different things, and we can learn and like we'll know more while we're in class than the other kids would regularly learn.
We're doing something on telecommunications where you talk to people in other parts of the country. So far, we've been learning how to what other parts of the United States are like, and it teaches you some stuff on technology from the other parts that people that send you.
We're demonstrating the program's called U.S. Constitution Then and Now, and we're using it to learn about how the Constitution was developed, and it's good for history class. We're using this to learn about some of the delegates in the convention, the Constitutional Convention. This one's John Rutledge, and it's to learn about him and what his role was in the convention. And then in school, what we did was we used the computer to learn about the delegates, and then we acted out the convention in social studies.
Basically, we actually used this program, and it helped us learn about a character in particular, and then as a group, we all put together like a basic setup of what the actual Constitutional Convention may have been like. So by acting out as a member of a constitutional convention, it helped us more clearly learn like what these people actually went through when they were trying to set up our government. So it makes it easier to learn about how our government was set up, and it makes it more interactive.
This is a link-web presentation, and what we did, we put together a little bit about the school's computer system and about how each department within the school uses our computers. It gives a rundown how the English department, the business department, and the industrial tech department go ahead and use our computers. And then over here we have AutoCAD, which is a 3D CAD program. It teaches our students, since this is a professional package, it really teaches them what they'll need to know when they go out in the workforce. And then over here is the Express Publisher, and we put our school newspaper together on this. This is just a single page out of it. And we use scanners to bring in pictures, and then we use our laser printer and our Macintosh to actually do the final printing.
With technological advancements in almost all school subjects, the one that needed the most attention was not going to be an exception. Karen Eisenberg takes a look at how technology has affected the learning of disabled students.
We're from the Illinois School for the Deaf, and this is all technology that we use in teaching communication skills to our children there. One of the first things that we have here is a TDD, and that is a teletypewriter for the deaf. And because deaf people cannot hear, then they can type their conversations back and forth on the telephones. We also have what is called a phonometer, and it allows you, I can't demonstrate this very well visually, whoops, but tactily, if you talk into this, you can feel the vibration of speech, and it helps teach speech production once again through taction. They're practicing different speech sounds right now, and the phonometer is going to help her. You can see that she's using a lot of sensory input. They're doing speech reading, signing, taction on the face, and they're also using then the tactile vibrator in the hand. The phonometer specifically teaches durational and rhythmical cues and strength in voicing, and that's what that will help with. Demonstrating nasal sounds, and that's why she's using taction on her nose as well. And But the whole time, Marla just keeps her hand on the phonometer. And she's also using the auditory training headset that comes with the phonometer, so that helps her focus auditorily and pick up the sounds that she can hear. Once again, the girls are demonstrating TDDs, or teletype writing devices for the deaf. All deaf people in the state of Illinois do have access to TDDs in their households. They can apply for them. The limitation is, of course, you have to have reading and typing skills in order to use the TDD. And of course, that is not necessary when you're talking on the telephone.
This is Renee Keller, and we're from the Rockford School System. And Renee is working using the Macintosh computer with something called Connects. Connects is a program that allows her to use a single switch using her chin, and by using the scanning array that appears on the screen, she's actually able to type and do data processing. She's in a supported work program with Beth Powell, and the program is designed to help students when they're moving from high school into the job setting. We help them develop some skills, and by using the computer as a tool, we help them overcome their disability. And this is something that, with information management being one of the largest growth industries in the United States, it's giving children with disabilities an excellent opportunity to find jobs, to develop job skills that are very, very saleable.
Well, there's a brief look at Tech 2000.
Chances are, by the time you've watched this video, some of the technology will already be out of date.
You're probably right, and there's no doubt about it. Technology is a hard thing to keep up with.
But one thing's for sure, the technology used in our state's educational programs not only benefits students in their schooling, but in their future as well.
And if Tech 2000 is any indication, what an exciting future that will be. From Springfield, Illinois, this has been Tech 2000.